hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to answer a question I get asked over and over again, and you maybe already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you definitely know what I'm talking about because you already read the title. Today we are going to talk about cameras, so let's go. Here's the thing, I often get questions like what camera do you use, what lens do you use, which microphones do you use, and today is the day I'm going to answer this question now. And guys, I think it's super important to realize that you should create as much as possible with what you already own. Even though this might sound a bit silly for some of you, it's really like that. You should always try to create with what you have, and I will later go into that a bit more. But now I think I will just start to show you my setup, my vlogging setup. I use this setup since I started on this YouTube channel. I think I got my main camera maybe like 2 years ago, and ever since then I only use this camera and this one lens I own. So here's the setup. It's like a traditional Casey Neistat vlog setup. I started with Nikon and I always use Nikon. I think it's good for both, for photo and video, even though I have some things that I don't like so much about Nikon. Now let's go through my setup. I will just start now with the mini tripod. This is a Manfrotto mini tripod. I use this so much. It's just like if you would like to shoot a time lapse, a long exposure photo, if you would like to hold the camera like that for vlogging or anything else, this is something you should get. This. It's not even so expensive, it's around 30 bucks. And before you ask if you're wondering about this finger, I recently hurt myself with the finger. So that being said, now I can go on. Then next up, the body. I use a Nikon D5300 since a few years now. I think it's a great camera for both video and photo. For the price, it's definitely worth it. I created so much with this, especially in photography. I think it's a beast. Then next up, when I bought this camera, I also bought this lens and I use it since then. It's a kit lens. This is a Nikon kit lens, 18-105 stabilized lens, and I really like it. I have to say the focal range is pretty versatile. Like I can go with 80mm. Maybe I should just turn this bad boy on and show it. So this is me now holding the camera at 80mm. You can see it's pretty good for vlogging. I have everything here. I have some range here, and yeah, just like whoa. It works pretty good for vlogging. I can also zoom into more if you would like to see that. No, I use this like this for vlogging. It gets heavy. My arms get trained with this kind of setup, and yeah. So back to the main camera now. As you saw, it's pretty good for vlogging. I think 80mm works perfectly fine for vlogging. And something else that I also love for vlogging with this camera, I should maybe show it. Flip out screen. I mean, just like turn it on. You just need it. It's just like you have a flip out screen. You can see yourself in the screen. I think I'm not going to talk about this camera too much now, but I still got something left. I got the microphone on there. It's a stand-up microphone. It's also from Nikon. It's the Nikon ME1, and then I just put it in the slide shoe of the camera like this, or I could also put it in like this if I would like to film something like that's stupid. But anyways, what I like most about this microphone, it doesn't need any extra batteries. It takes the battery of the camera, and yeah, I think that's why it's a good microphone for me, because I always forget to charge my things and to bring batteries. So that works fine for me, and it's not charged. As always. It's a stereo microphone. In terms of sound quality, it isn't the best, but it's pretty good. You can also here switch from flat to L-cut. Yeah, it's a stand-up microphone, not too expensive, good for vlogging. That is pretty much my vlogging setup, and also the setup for everything else. It isn't so heavy, but if I have to hold this like this the whole day or just vlog the whole day, it gets pretty tiring here in the arm. But anyways, I just love it for vlogging. It's a cute little setup. Okay, that was pretty much it. That was my vlogging setup, and you may be already thinking, okay Hannes, you show us all this cool gear, everything you own, and maybe you're already thinking like, I don't know, that kind of stuff. And this is a topic I always wanted to talk about on this channel, because I often hear people say, yes, I don't own all the gear, I can't afford the gear, so I can't create. And I think the gear shouldn't stop you from creating. It's not about the gear, it's about yourself and your own skills. It's also about the time and the work that you're putting in to learn how to use your gear. And I think this is a topic that a lot of people talk about on this platform, because there are so many young creators that would like to get their ideas out there in the world, but they just never start creating because they always think they have not enough gear, or they get frustrated because they think, yeah, this dude has this camera and I can't afford this camera, I only have this budget, I only have that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't have this gear as well. I have this single camera that I bought 2 years ago. I created so much with it. At some point, if you would like to get your ideas out there and to improve your skills, you just have to realize that it's not about the gear. I mean, you could own a red camera, but if what you're doing is shit, it doesn't really matter. An expensive camera won't make your videos and photos better. That's just how it is. This all might sound pretty cheesy and standard right now, and I can already hear those of you that are saying, yeah, it must be nice, you have all the gear you need. But you know what, guys, I thought about this a longer time now, and I always wanted to talk about this. And today I have a special idea, because in my opinion everybody can create. If you just own something like this, I think there's nothing that can stop you from creating. I think everybody that is watching this right now owns a cell phone, and this is everything you need to create. So guys, without talking now anymore, here's the idea. I'm just going outside to film something with my cell phone. I would like to film some cinematic B-roll to show you that these phones have great cameras that you can create with these phones. Yeah, that's the idea. I'm just gonna go outside now, maybe in the forest, and just create something with my cell phone now. That means I will just start now, go outside, enjoy the video.